Hey guys. Hey guys, for those of you who may not know, my name is Ashley and welcome to my channel. Today I am back with another book review. Before I introduce this book, I know that I did say I was going to do another book review on the art of seduction, but the way that things are set up, we're going to get to that later. I just really felt passionate about doing this book review on a book that I recently picked up, and ever since I had come in contact with this book, I literally cannot put it down. Out of all the books that I've read, this book in particular has definitely been the quickest in effectiveness. Yeah, we're going to roll with that. So to not drag it out any longer, the book that I am doing a review on today is The Art of Attraction, The Basic Teachings of Abraham by Easter and Jerry Hicks. There you go. Right there. This is it. My first impressions on this book. First of all, how did I even come across this book? A friend of mine introduced this book to me. From like the conversations and stuff that we had, I can see like how passionate he was about the book, and y'all know how I feel like about books. Like, oh my God, if you're gonna start talking about anything to me, tell me about the books that you read. Like, I'm there, like, tell me more, right? So I liked the energy that I got from that interaction with him. Like, I felt like he was very passionate about this book, so I just felt like I need to go get this book. Now, my first impression of this book, I felt like, oh yeah, my life is about to be changed. Like, the law of attraction, I don't know if anybody feels this way, but when you hear those words like law of attraction, it does something. It's almost like, how can I explain this? It's almost like foreign, but not really. It's like, do I know this? Like, I kind of get what that is, but what is that? That's the way that I looked at it. I was just like, that's real. And I personally, before the book, have always been a believer in attraction. You are what you attract. You know, you give what you put out. So I just assumed that it fell along the lines of that. But to now be in the process of reading this book and hearing the way that it has been broken down, like literally piece by piece, it is so detailed. The questions that are answered in this book is so relevant. I'm just mind blown. Now, when I actually started reading this book, disclaimer, no offense to anybody, whatever you believe in, like, I'm completely like just pro do you. I just remembered hearing things from, relatives like, oh, you leave the psychics and things like that alone. And in the beginning of this book, one of the first encounters is the author sharing his experience with the Ouija board. So I'm like, what the is this? But keeping an open mind, I just continue to read, and even that was like a learning lesson for me that, even if that's something that I'm scared shitless about coming in contact with, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad thing. I was a little bit nervous, like, am I going to continue reading? But I'm so glad that I did. It really, even just that part opened my mind so much more. I'm trying so hard not to give away some of the like really, really good, like juicy parts of this book, because I think that from my personal experience with it, it is super interesting to see what you guys would experience with the book as well. So I don't want to spoil too much good things, so I'm keeping that right here. But on the other side, I'm like so excited to talk about it. Like, oh my God, can y'all hurry up and buy this book so that we can talk about it? Thanks. My favorite takeaways thus far. Let's be real. I'm not finished with this book yet. I'm right here, and this is where I have left to go, right? Wow. This is the first time that I've read a book, and I'm actually happy that I'm not halfway through it or like finished with it or rushing it. I'm actually really enjoying dissecting this book down to the point where I even reread some passages. Like, I reread some things and I play with the scenarios and try to plug different things into my life into that same thing. These things are called workshops in the book. So I try to plug different scenarios into different workshops, and every time my mind is completely blown. I would have to say two of my favorite takeaways so far have been a workshop that talks about gathering experiences. like you're gathering data, and you're just kind of playing with what you like and what you don't like, and the things that you don't like, you just let it go, you know, like you just don't focus on that. And the things that you do like, you take note, and you the purpose of that is to build thoughts around things that you do like, thoughts about things that you want to welcome into your life, thoughts about things that you want to see flourish in your life and happen to you, and ultimately to recreate great experiences for the rest of your life. That's cool. That sounds like heaven. It does. And another great takeaway that I got from this book, what is it called? Bridging Beliefs. I'm gonna double check that to make sure I'm saying the right thing. Bridging an unwanted belief. So to sum that up in my words, we all have pasts. We all have, you know, traumatic situations that probably had occurred in our life unwittingly, and it affects us, you know. And now we're on this journey, and we are becoming this amazing person that we want to be, and we're watching like our growth and amazement, and we love it. But then sometimes, like, boop, here's the past. Like, hey, how y'all doing? Like, the past be showing up at the barbecue like, cousin, like, remember? And then it's a shit show. Yeah, well, that's what it feels like. So this book breaks down in detail how to bridge these situations together. Personally, for me, that right there, what I just explained, is an anxiety attack. It is an anxiety attack for me. And to know that there is a way to go about that, and go about it in still a positive way that ultimately is going to produce more positive results, going to produce a positive, what's the word that I'm looking for? A positive process over just thinking, hey, I'm tripping and I need to not trip. Like, if you're like me, that sets off an anxiety like cycle, a vicious cycle. So there's plenty more things that I definitely would want to jump into, but it's like I feel like a child busting at the seams, because I don't want to just like word vomit everything all over this. Or maybe I should. Maybe this will be one of the first books that I do a deep dive on. I always spoke to people about books, but one of the key things that always stood out to me was that they didn't have enough time to actually read it. So maybe I can take some segments out of this book and dive a little bit deeper in it in, you know, videos to come. So let me know what you guys think about that. Comment below if that's something that you would want. Let's get 50 thumbs up too. 50 thumbs up sounds good. If you like this video, if I get 50 thumbs up on this video, that is exactly what we're gonna do. One thing that stood out to me is that it's super easy to remember. The book is broken down into amazing detail. The wordplay is phenomenal, to the point where it's almost like I don't even know how to explain it. Like you're talking to yourself through a book that knows you already. You know what? Y'all are probably gonna think that I'm crazy by the end of this video, but that's really what it feels like. And I hope that y'all really like get this experience, y'all, because this is bomb. Like, I don't know if I'm tripping or not, but this is a good feeling. It's pretty dope. If I had to rate this book, it's so weird because it's a lot of heavy topics in it. I feel like this is just your whole life. That's heavy. But then it is super easy to understand. It is very easy to apply what they're saying in these books to action. So I don't even know like what to rate it. I rate it go get it. That's what I rate. Okay, I'm ODing. Like, you would have thought that I wrote this book. But yeah, I rate it go get it, because that's the only thing that I can say. It's definitely something that you can refer back to. It is titled, this one says, how can a person overcome disappointment? If I know I'm somebody that is always right now in life feeling disappointed about a lot of things, I can highlight that part. I could put my little sticky note there, and then I could continue to come back here and practice this and like really just digest this until I feel like I've mastered that. So that's another takeaway that I like about the book. Like, I like the way that it's physically written. Okay, so basically to sum it up, The Law of Attraction, The Basic Teachings of Abraham by Easter and Jerry Hicks is 2 thumbs up for me. Definitely something that you want to have in your book collection. Super easy to read, super easy to digest. It's a yes, yes, and yes across the board for me. If you are somebody that is trying to make a change in your life, a lasting change, this is definitely the book for you. Also, if you haven't already, make sure that you guys hit the subscribe button. Let me get a thumbs up if you liked this book review. Remember, the 50 thumbs ups that I get, I will do the deep dive on this book, and I could even do a story time because I did something inspired from this book that I am really happy to share about. So let's do that. Make sure you hit that bell notification as well, so you do not miss any of this content that is to come. And that is on period. I am out. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye. Love you guys.